If you just throw somebody at me and say, "Oh, I don't want to say a word," Steve will explain everything. Well, it takes a long time to start shoveling, the hole right from the beginning, right? I mean, I can get there. I'm pretty good. I can gauge my situation, right? But when you've done all that work ahead of time with somebody, all I'm doing is validating what you told them or what they experienced. The brilliant thing about those 1 minute demos, whether you use the companies or replace them with your own, is why it's explaining what it is. They're experiencing what it is. So that it's very rare, right, that the tool you're sending is the tool they'll be buying, as opposed to the tool being explained. Right? That's the advantage we have over any other marketing product and service. Right? If I'm selling a nutritional product, I'm in the explanation business. Sorry, I'm gonna mute people. Sorry. Again, remember, unmute yourself if you want. Just please share your comments. But just remember, so if I'm selling a nutritional bottle, a skincare program, another technology product, I'm explaining, validating, right? When I'm sending our product via text or email, because I haven't even gotten them on a webinar yet, they're experiencing. This goes back to Harry's mantra, use talk demo, right? He used to do that in nutritional and skincare products and but never had the ability for use talk demo to actually be the product itself. So they're using it while you're demoing it at the very same time and experiencing it. It's such an advantage for you guys. Go ahead, Ari. I'm sorry.
Is there a case where you would send all 4 of those videos to a prospect and let them choose how much time they want to invest in it?
If I set it up correctly, right? That would have to be in a pre-conversation. Otherwise, again, I think you confuse them. Somebody opens up and they go, "I don't know which one to send." So it's again, that's where I go back to qualifying somebody, right? As you know, right? If you knock on the door and you know who's behind the door, your hello is different, right? And please don't call the cops. Okay, I'm not a threat. So from that point of view, right? In that perspective. But I also probably wouldn't send all 4 because again, I think the difference between the 2 and the 3 minute is marginal, So I would probably still pull one back, from that process, right? But it's interesting, like Dave, right, sends his dad all 4 videos. And he said, "I want you to watch all 4 and tell me which one you resonate with the best," right? Now, because it's his dad, he watched all 4 videos. And of course, I said already, he's going to like the longest one. He cares, right? He's emotionally invested. But if you sent that to 4 strangers in a survey, I don't know if you would get the same answer. So it's all about the setup and it's all about the relationship that you have with somebody. Okay. So by the way, hello everybody. Nice to see you guys.
Excuse me for interrupting, Steve, but I just came in. I was a little late. Could you repeat what the 4 videos are you were suggesting we might send?
So we have, and I'll put them in the chat. We have the under a minute one that I did last night. And again, feel free not necessarily to use mine, use your own version of it. I'll be happy to send you guys the script if I could find them, if I save them and make your own. Entirely up to you. So we have what I call the less than a minute. We have the one that is a minute. We have the one that's 2 minutes. We have the one that's 3 minutes, and we have the one that's 7 minutes. Now it doesn't matter if it's a couple of seconds over, no one's counting, right? So in my presentation to somebody, if they say, "Look, I'm really busy," I say, "What if it's less than a minute?" Okay, can I send that to you, right? So you have 2 minutes. I mean, it's how you say it, it's how you position it. Obviously, again, from a marketing perspective, the longer it is, the more information they get, the more they theoretically will like it. But as you know, from the world of social media, the longer it goes, the less likely they are to not to get the message. So you've got to balance. You've got to juggle. Like today, like just before this phone call, I got somebody who was overwhelmingly interested in our product and service. I had to kick them off the phone call. I was leaving, right? Because of that level of interest, who's a very high profile, successful business guy who's launching another successful company. So he's in the market of really looking for a marketing tool. And it was set up really well that this would be something he's never seen before. And so again, if you're lucky enough to get that guy, you may go right to demo. Screw the video, go right to demo. But I'm just saying, in the reality, most of us are going to have to take someone through a process. And so So if
Sorry
that
to-
makes sense to you.
those 4 videos, they're a video that we could download and then put them into a recording with clickable website.
Well, it's easier than that, right? You could use them in the exact format they're in. Nope. So I'm saying if you're brand new and you don't even know how to use the platform yet, you want to start sharing, the replicated website in there is the company. They can't sign up. You're protected. If they click on pricing, try to sign up, it'll say you need to get together with the person who invited you here. Big pop-up comes up. It's my Calendly. So knowing that, if you just want to get started without learning the platform, you can get started, get people in front of me, and let us take it from there. Someone like yourself now who's familiar with creating talking photos, photos, knowing how to put in URLs, right? You can use me, don't have to record your own, and you can just substitute the URLs. But if you're someone like Phil, who makes videos better than I do, right? He can actually substitute me and the URLs and the Calendly, right? So it's really at whatever step you are, there's no reason not to get started. It's just how do you want to get started? And that also can change and morph as you get more and more comfortable in the system, right? Because as you know, they like to say, the world is all based on Sinola, which is right, strength in numbers. And so wait for the perfect situation before you start getting the numbers never come. And that's why I encourage people, I'm saying, to start in an imperfect world. You will create your imperfect, perfectly presentations. But the perfect thing you can do always is get engaged, get it out there, get the message. You won't waste all your great contacts by sending our video until you're ready for your video. I promise you. When you're in this kind of flow and this kind of opportunity, and and like I say yesterday in yesterday's video, 550 million people are on a live webinar a day, 185 billion people are getting a text every day, right? 1.5 billion are watching a streaming video. 100 million people, and still the oldest archaic technology in the world, actually open and read an email from people they know. You're not going to run out of people. You're not going to run out of people who need the product or service. You may run out of patience and waiting for them to say yes, and that's a good problem. Go ahead, Roy. I'm sorry. I love this raise your hand thing, right? Isn't it brilliant? My favorite new toy. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to share with something because I'm a newbie as of yesterday. Okay. So you call this a newbie. Okay. And here's what I did. It took me, watch this, no joke, 5 minutes to make my first avatar video. And you know what I did? I took Steve's 1.25 minute one, opened up a Google Doc and told it to listen to him, and it made an automatic script for me. So I used that automatic script, okay, along with a business picture of mine, and it did take about 15 minutes to process the video, but it only took me 5 minutes to set it up. Okay, and it was done.
You're my hero. Just so you know, you're my hero.
But I'm technologically stupid. Now, let me ask you a question, guys, because a lot of us here use LinkedIn, and obviously we like to send messages to our friends. Do you know what I mean? And most of my messaging will be avatars of me because they know me. Do you know what I mean? My face is here.
As well, it should be.
Okay, so the question is, have you ever used this thing as a messaging thing on LinkedIn, in which when you get that link?
I personally have it. I don't know if anyone else has, but I don't think there's anything unique about sending an interactive text in the messaging LinkedIn version as a text. It should work exactly the same way.
And it would be nice if you could share it so that it needs a 1-sentence question that somebody wants the answer to. Now, the introductory videos that start at 1 minute or 45 seconds, etc. Do you know what I mean? That's nice, but in LinkedIn, you got 1 sentence.
And that's the beauty of this, customizing it for the social media platforms or communication platforms that you're most comfortable in, right? So that's what I meant is you don't have to, this won't work in LinkedIn. No, you can make it work in LinkedIn. You'll make the adjustments to make it work for LinkedIn. We'll all learn from it. Just the way yesterday that woman was struggling with Facebook, right? I didn't have the answer, but one of our associates who was brilliant, right, told her how to do it in Facebook, right? That's what we are all in this learning experience because there is no roadmap. We're creating the roadmap. We're creating this process, right?
So if you have a business contact within LinkedIn, which is mine I use, the question is, I discovered, and then I've got to finish the sentence, and I'm still working on that. ChatGPT and feels I'll figure out what the sentence will be. Okay. But one
But in
sentence,
LinkedIn, but I could tell you in LinkedIn, everyone is looking for new technology to help them promote their own business. So I discovered a new technology. I discovered a new marketing tool. I discovered a new interactive texting platform. I mean, there is no wrong answer, right? That's the great thing about companies like LinkedIn. It's the great thing about companies like Alignable, right? Is you've got a community that actually wants to hear that message. But the only reason they don't listen to your message, and I get them all the time on LinkedIn, which is really why I don't really hang out on LinkedIn anymore. I hate all the inauthentic messages. Steve, I looked at your website. Steve, I looked at your profile. Oh my God, I'm so impressed. It's like, to me, that's like, it's become noise, LinkedIn, to me, for the people, again, the people I don't know. But for the people I do know, yes, it's really nice to see somebody that I reconnect with in 5 years that I worked with in another company that reached out. So that's what I meant is this is all about your comfort zone. Most times you have to become successful. You've got to learn to get out of your comfort zone, right? And do something you're not used to be successful. This one, we play to your strength. We don't play to your weakness. That's the beauty, of this system. So, John, I know you had a question. John.
Well, it was kind of a question, and then I kind of thought, maybe not. But I think to take your videos that you've done and maybe put myself in them. But I've got some presentations that I'm actually showing people, and I want to do something in their business to show them their business on how they can use this platform.
Well, that's when you become Phil, right? That's where Phil has mastered the art, right, of creating videos that are either them themselves or characters from their website. Like he took one, like this one woman sells coffee through affiliate or direct selling marketing. He made a video with a talking coffee bean to grab her attention, right? I'm saying, that's awesome. And again, he kept it brief, kept it like, not more than a minute. Because what becomes cute becomes okay. Every second that goes by is a second it's not as cute anymore, right? But he absolutely got a response, right? It was genius, right? So, anyone else have any? Oh, there we go. Go ahead, Harry. Sorry.
Okay, so this may be simple, it may not be, but when I make an avatar video, a minute or whatever, and I want to send it to somebody, is there a way that if it's in an email, they can actually see my face instead of a link?
Well, you could create the thumbnail.
Okay,
In
maybe I
email,
don't know
right?
how to do. Maybe I don't know how to do that. Is there a way you can
Okay,
show
so
that?
yeah, sure.
here, I just did that this morning, and here's what I did. When your avatar video comes up,
No,
take
no
the-
offense, no offense, but I'm a
No. I would love to hear what he has to say. Why I'm pulling it up. Go ahead, fire away.
okay. But all I'm trying to say is after you're done creating that video and you see the beginning screen, just take a Windows snapshot of it, which is Windows key Shift S. Hover over the screen, capture it, okay, and then save it as a JPEG or PNG file. And then when you put that graphic in your email address, right click on it and make the hyperlink your referral link.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, go through that one more time, a little slower
Okay.
for us newbies on that one.
What's amazing
Okay.
is you were able to. Congratulations on making your own first avatar within the system. That's terrific. Okay, but when it's done processing, and by the way, everybody, have patience. The sucker takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, all right. So just have a little
And
patience.
it does.
Okay, and when you're done, it puts it on your screen. It shows you on your screen what you're about to play. Well, do a Windows snapshot of that. In other words, if you use Windows, for example, it's the Windows key, hold the Shift key and the S key, and then you can highlight what you want. Okay, and then put it in Paint, which everybody knows how to use Paint in Windows. Yeah, there you go. And then save that as a JPEG. Then when you create your email, you put that JPEG in, and then on in your email, when you put the little picture in there, you highlight it and it says, where it says, did you want a link? And you can link the photo to your referral link.
So right now, again, so right now I can take a screenshot.
Yes.
Sorry. Hold on a second. Some of those calls. I can take a screenshot here. Okay. And I'm going to take a screenshot of this picture of me. Right.
Okay.
And you guys can see this, right? And now I'm going to save it to my photos, right?
Okay.
Right. So now it's in my photos. Right, Roy? That's what you're suggesting, right?
Yes. Yes. I use
Okay, now-
I use Windows Paint because it's cheesy and it's right there.
Okay. So now that I've saved to my photos, what would my next step be?
Open up Paint, okay, and crop it so that you just get the core of your picture.
So let me, let's assuming for a second that I've done that, right? Because we're just doing an exercise, right?
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Now you've got it
Okay.
inside Paint. You
So
cropped it.
assuming this is cropped, right, to perfection, okay?
Okay. Then save that file as a JPEG or whatever you want to do. Okay.
Okay.
And then when you create your email, you insert that JPEG in your email. Okay. And then
So when you say insert it in the email, I think that's where you're losing us.
okay, got it. Well,
That's the part we
whether
don't
you're using-
understand.
Yeah, whether you're using Outlook or something else, whatever browser,
Right.
whatever mail system you get, it allows you, when you're sending emails to people, it allows you to insert pictures.
Okay. So
So-
let's say, for instance, I'm sending this email, right? Hold a second here.
While you're
Here.
doing that, Steve, isn't that the same you get when you do the thumbnail? You put the
Well,
image
I'm going to
like
show
I
both
did?
ways. I'm going to show
Okay.
both ways. That's what I meant is I know my way, but I'm open to learning that maybe this is more
Okay.
effective because maybe there's unintended consequences of doing it this way, right? That's what I'm
All
saying. I'm
right.
with you. What I always say to people is like, when should I be the student? When should I be the teacher? Right?
All sounds like
I
a
guess,
question to me.
I guess where it's not making sense to me is I don't want a picture of me in the email. I want the video I did in the email so that they can see, so they can click my picture and watch the video, not go to my link.
So I'm not.
You got me on that one, Steve. The only way I know
I
is,
think y'all are all saying the
Okay.
same thing. You're just saying it different ways.
Okay. So let me show this for a second and then tell me, Harry, whether if I'm showing you something that you already know the answer to. Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Yeah,
So let's assume for a second you've made your talking photo,
yeah,
right? Okay, you downloaded it.
yeah,
Okay, hit this arrow to download because
Yeah.
you want to go to the place you can make that thumbnail, right? Okay, in my mind. Okay, so now I'm going to my recordings and I'm going to upload that video that I just downloaded into my recording. Okay, it's a brand new scenario. So I'm going to select the video that I just downloaded.
okay,
Okay. Let's say this is my last one because it was Michael J. Fox. So let's just assuming I just made Michael J. Fox, right?
right,
Okay. Now I've uploaded Michael. Okay. I title it, right? Michael, I write my description that I want going out in there. I'm going to add my URL, whatever that may be, right? Okay. Everyone with me so far? This is the kind of part I think everyone knows and is comfortable with, right? Maybe I want to add a couple more URLs. We're going to turn the pages, right? Whatever that may be. Okay. And then I upload it. Okay. And now it's finished, is uploading it. And now I want to create my thumbnail. So this is why I'm kind of curious on whether this is what you mean, the part you don't know. So I just did this one, Michael, right? It's brand new. So now I hit edit. I could decide now whether I want to change that title or description that I just did. Maybe I want to change the time or change the websites I'm adding. So it's really nice. This is where I could really multi-purpose. I can make 10 versions of this, right, on the fly from that perspective. And here, have you seen this, Harry, where it says thumbnail?
okay,
So now it's thumbnail. And this is what I want to be like when I send this full text or email, right? I'm going to hit, because it's blank, I'm going to hit change thumbnail. I'm going to change it to something I select, right? And this is where I think Roy is saying, I could take a screenshot of my website. I could take a photo of me, whatever I want. I save it to my photos, and then I'm going to make that my thumbnail. I just clicked on that. I could click on any picture I want. Okay? That's my thumbnail. Now you see here, I can write a description of the thumbnail, right? So, okay. So if I'm sending it to someone I know, right, I'm going to say, this is,
This is still tied to the Michael J. Fox video though, right?
yeah, it's tied to the video I uploaded, whatever it may be. I'm saying
Okay.
I can change the picture, right? You want me to
Okay.
change the thumbnail to Michael J. Fox?
No, that's okay. I'm just trying to
That's just-
understand.
Yeah. I was just pretending I was making a new one. So here's
Yeah.
Michael, right?
Yep.
Right. So this is the pitch interactive demo. And what's cool about this, not only do I get to choose the picture, but I actually get to choose the description that they're going to see underneath the picture.
Okay.
And then also I can even add more, right? Description. Sorry. So this is how I can personalize this. I could say, I can literally go, Harry, you're going to love this. I've just made this thumbnail personalized.
Right.
And I could send this out 100 times, right? So now I hit save. Okay. Now, as soon as I hit this share button,
Yeah.
it's going to come with the thumbnail. So when I go to watch it, right, this is the Michael one. And now I'm going to hit share, copy the link. If I send it to you, Harry, as a text, you're going to see that thumbnail. Same thing in an email. Let me send it to you, Harry, as a text.
It said error editing recording.
1 second, Harry. What's that?
It came up on your screen that there was an error in editing the recording.
I don't think that matters for this. It shouldn't. Okay.
So you're gonna send me a text?
Yeah. Okay. And find you, and then tell me how you receive it. Right.
Okay. And so you could do that and
Yeah.
you can send me that in an email or a text, right?
Correct. Exactly. I'm sorry, Harry, what's your number? Right. It's my computer.
248 521
248
521
521.
5490.
It's not working. Let me send it this way.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. 248
521 5490.
Yeah, let's see if this works. There it is. Didn't work. Hold on. Sorry, my thing didn't work here. Hold on a second. Sure that worked.
You can send it on WhatsApp
I
if you
know.
want.
Yeah, that might be easier here. Hold on. Okay. 1 second. Let's make sure it's saved. Okay, that's saved, right? Wait a second. Come back. Here I am. Copy link. Give me 1 second. Okay. My texting isn't working. That's frustrating.
You can send it to me on WhatsApp if you want.
Okay. Got it from in WhatsApp. Um,
Something just came through. So it came through as a link. There's no picture.
Yeah. That's WhatsApp. That's why we're trying to send it to you as a text.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I'll have to do it through my phone if I can.
Or email.
Yeah.
You send me an
Hold on.
email if you want.
Hold on. Well, this should work. Hold on a second here.
Okay.
It does work. For some reason, I can't send texts on my phone. That's why. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Hold on a second here.
While you're doing that, Steve, so it's in essence, what you're doing skips the step, and when the people open up the email, they actually see the thumbnail.
Correct.
Okay, now that solved the problem for me. The problem was when I did my cheesy hyperlink to a graphic, when you click on it, PCX asks you to play the video. There's an interim step that this solves.
Correct. Sorry, I'm just. Maybe if I do it this way. Okay. There. Okay, Harry, I think I'm finally going to achieve the miracle.
It's all good.
Yes. Okay. Finally. Okay. Now tell me what you got, or tell the world what you got.
I got a link.
It's a beautiful thumbnail.
I got a link.
I don't know that I've got to figure it out.
Okay.
It comes as a beautiful thumbnail for me.
Okay. Or you know what? I looked on my computer text. Let me look on my phone text and see if it came through on my phone.
Yep.
No, it came through as a link. There's the picture. Okay, now it came through on my phone as a picture.
Okay, I'm not crazy. You just
No, you're
restored my sanity.
Okay, I got it. Okay, perfect. Thank you for
Yep.
showing that to me.
Yeah, and looks great, doesn't it? I mean, it really looks good.
It does.
Yep. Okay, Helene, go ahead.
So I have
Helene?
a question to ask you. Yes, thank you first of all, you did a great demo this morning. It was so great that no one wanted it to end. We had more, so I have a friend that has a website and they also want to do videos. So let's say they didn't want to put the pitch underneath it. They just wanted to put their message, their live video message embedded on their video. Could they do that without saying pitch?
Well, I'm saying they could do a video and not attach a website.
Or they could embed it on their own website.
Yeah, absolutely, they could. Yep. I mean,
Okay.
they have to be a little tech savvy to do it. We don't do that for them, but yes, they can do that.
And what I'm envisioning is that the little 3 dots that are on the picture, that they would download that to their computer and then they just upload that picture to their website.
100%. That's what I'm saying. We have nothing to do uniquely to make that happen. They could do that with anything, right? You
Perfect.
can embed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have no restrictions on that embed. We don't prevent them from being able to embed it.
Wonderful. Good. Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it could be, I just wanted to, and I'm still
Yeah.
learning. I mean, it's amazing, everybody that's so excited about pitch.
And if they need help, I'm sure our team could, probably create the embed code for them. But if they're asking that question, they probably already know how to do it.
Okay, good. So, but if they need that extra assistance, we could ask,
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Perfect.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, great.
Jolene. Hey, Jolene.
Hey, question. Maybe this is good. I haven't been on the other train yet, but we're planning on recording and Melanie the podcast with.
I'm sorry, Jolene. It's hard to hear you.
And-
You're going in and out. Uh-huh. Is everyone else here having trouble too? No, just me?
No,
Okay.
she's in and out. She's in and out.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, just try to stay close to the microphone.
Okay, so Melanie and I are going to do a video, setting it up, and so we could both have our replicated websites linked to the recording. But every time she had to send the invite so that I could fill in the information, I never got an email or anything. So how did that work?
Okay, I only heard half of
To-
what. Yeah, I was only able to hear half of what you asked for.
Yeah, she's got to
All right.
adjust her mic. Her mic is fading in and out. I don't know where it is, but
Jolene,
Yeah.
do a voice text in the chat.
Don't worry, we're going to get it answered today. Okay, don't be sorry about that. Okay, John, while she's trying to, or we're going to send a text to what the question is. Doesn't have to be a voice. And see if I can figure it out. John, you said you had something?
I did. I was just wondering, is there going to be like some things in the Success Academy, like some templates to kind of get us going on certain things, or I mean, that's a later thing, or that's probably not a possibility. Just to kind of, I mean, because I'm getting this, to build like your video, introduction
Yeah,
videos and stuff like
we
that.
won't-
It's
We
that
we
I'm
won't
not
put
as
it in.
tech-savvy.
Sure, we won't put it in the Success Academy, but we will put it here in your back office. We'll add to where it says pitch tutorials here. You've never
Oh.
been there before, but if
Yeah.
you click on this, that's where our product tutorials will be.
Okay,
So-
they're not there yet.
No, because the truth is we were just rolling out these new features and we wanted to experience them. So make sure we can do the right trainings for those. And now that, again, we've got so much feedback from you guys, I think we can create better training videos because we understand where the friction points are, right?
Yeah,
What
I saw some
the
of
nuances are.
the tutorials earlier, and I think now they're not there, or they're limited.
Yeah, I'm saying there's like the same 9 tutorials. We haven't altered them or changed them. I'm saying we intend now that the product has hit a maturity level, right, with these new features, that now, because otherwise, if I made the tutorial videos before you guys experienced it, I would have left out important things that I know are friction points. Because the last thing I want to do is I watched the tutorial and I still couldn't do it, right? So for instance, like for a lot of people, they didn't, not knowing that it may take 15 minutes or 20 minutes for it to render, right? It's like you think I did and it didn't work. I've had people like hit the render 7 times because they thought it didn't work the first 6 times, right? And then all of a sudden they got 6 versions, all right? I think that happened to Gail, right? And she had, and then we couldn't delete them, right? It was like, I used all my credits up 6 times. I only wanted 1 video, right? So that's what I meant is we had to figure that stuff out, right? But now I'm saying that we're not introducing a feature every 20 seconds, right? We could focus on that stuff. And now we're adding more support team members, right, who are only going to be focused on that aspect of it, to be available once to answer questions for you, create the training videos based on all that feedback and experience. Okay. Hey, Jolene, let me go. I'm going to peek in the chat and see if, okay. I was trying to answer it now. If you can. Or, Jolene, if you want to, call me afterwards. Call me on my number, 954-683-7755. I don't want to leave you hanging. I'll put that in the chat for you guys. Okay? See if I can do it.
Yeah, Steve, I'd like to know if you were able to follow up, sent you messages and sent support. Wondering if there is support on the issue I've been having. The interactive platform doesn't work for my site at all for months, and
Correct.
we're
And-
supposed to
and I-
follow up on that.
And yes, and I've asked Pamela to do that. I'll make sure that she's on that right after this session today. But I literally have had 2 or 3 conversations with Pamela to set up a meeting with you and Mateo, because it's out of my hands. But I'll stay on top of that today for you. Okay. Like I said, it's unique to that site versus our system. And that's why I'm going to have Mateo, our CTO, actually let to see if it's a solvable issue for us on that website. So look for a message from Pamela today for a firm date and time. Okay.
All right.
Anyone else have anything else that want me to go over and make sure I touch base on today? And Roy, by the way, so was that the first time that you saw the thumbnail experience?
Yeah, and it solved the problem, because when I do that little cheesy workaround with the graphic and put a hyperlink to the graphic, the hyperlink goes to the PCX site and says play the person has to push another button to play the video. So
Correct.
what you just showed avoids that.
Okay, and Roy, I'm going to let you see the thumbnail as well. What's your phone number?
508 579 8
579 508 579
8623.
8623, because I want to show you what it looks like as well. Okay, there it is. See, very attractive without having to do anything outside the
Yeah.
system.
It's still in the when it hyperlinks, it still goes to the system, but it says play this PCX video, and it doesn't have to do that anymore.
Correct, exactly. Okay, Helene?
I do
You said-
have another one. So two things. Number one, so with that thumbnail experience, because what I've been doing, I've been sending out a lot of different videos. And what I really like is the fact that I could time it when I'm listening to my video. I could actually time it to when the pitch presentation shows up. Like, and I go
Correct.
put the time on my calendar and that'll show up. So I love the fact that I could time it. However, when I'm sending it out to many people, they might not know, they might not see that on their phones, that calendar opening up. So is that what the benefit of the thumbnail will be, that it'll show automatically your calendar and the website you're trying to share?
So two things. The thumbnail is an advertisement. It's not the presentation, right? It's so they open it, right? I mean, people get a text, and if it's a thumbnail from you or something you've set it up, the whole point is to get them to open it.
Well, they might
When
run
they
away.
open
I'm joking.
Exactly. Well, again, that's what I said. You got to know who you're sending it to, right? So the thumbnail is to rise above the noise.
I see.
And that's why it's critical, right? So you need to send them a thumbnail that may not have anything to do with the message,
Mhm.
but it's the message is to open it, right? So, and that's where you can really personalize that thumbnail. You can literally say, right, one at a time if you want to, right? John, Steve, this is from, and they see a picture of you. This is for me. I want you to watch this. It's less than a minute.
Mhm.
Now, if that's someone you know and they don't open it up, you may want to put them on another list. Okay? Now, it's the same thing. If it's somebody I don't know, now it has to be purpose driven. So it could be a thumbnail that doesn't say pitch because it means nothing to them, right? The thumbnail might be something very clever, very cute. It might be something that's urgent, Have you sent a text today? Did anyone open it? Listen to this, right? So it's how creative and innovative were you if you were getting a text from someone you don't know that will make you open it. Now, the great news is, as soon as they open it, they don't have to do anything, right? That video is going to play. That you decided whether you just want them to listen to you for 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 30 seconds before your website opens up, right? So that's the interactive part, right? Is that they're not leaving your video to go watch the website. They don't have to even go to a different page in the website if they want to learn more, because you probably can. You have the landing page, the feature page, the pricing page. You can make it as movable as you want. This is the artistic side of marketing, So that's what I meant is you're in charge, of who you send it to, what they're going to see before they open it, when they're going to see what they're going to see while they're experiencing it. And again, for those of you that are brand new and are going, what are they talking about? I apologize. Again, this is where it all happens right here, right? So when you're in that talking photo section, AI tools, talking photos, again, you upload an image of yourself, and if you've uploaded before, it'll stay right here. All you do is write a script. Shorter the script, the easier it is to write. You hit enhance the script, and that'll give it a little personality. So the It doesn't read it the same monotone voice along. Based on what you wrote, it'll say, clears my throat, smiles, cough, and then you can erase it, override it. Like sometimes it'll say happy. You go, I don't want him to be happy. I want him to be confident. Cross out happy and write in confident. And he says it with more of a tone. Sometimes you say, God, I wanted to say this really quickly and say quickly. And it talks faster. So you have all those options right here, not hard. And then if it's you want to clone your voice, right? You hit clone voice, hit record voice. 30 seconds later, you've got your own voice. And when you hit generate, it's going to use your voice to do whatever script that is. So you can do it over and over and over again, right? And this is, like I say, I don't personally add my URLs here because right now it doesn't have all the functionalities the other one has, right? And that's where we're going to change that. So I finish it, I hit generate. It's a finished product here. Then I hit download. And this is now where I'm in Helenville, okay? Where I could be creative. I go to my recordings, right? And now now I made my talking video, right? Whether it be myself personally or whether it be somebody else. And now I pretend it's like brand new, like I did here with Michael, right? So I start brand new and I'm going to select that video that I just downloaded to my computer. Okay. So now I upload it. It doesn't get easier than this. You click on it and all of a sudden it appears. This could be the video I made 2 seconds ago. And then I'm going to title it. I'm going to write the description and this is the magic. So now what's so great is I don't remember 2 minutes and 31 seconds with Michael. And so where do I put the web pages? Well, you know what? I can play it right here.
Hello, I am Michael J. Fox, and it's been more than 40 years since I was lucky enough to.
I want to fast forward because I think around the 30-second mark is when I want
For
to.
those of you who don't remember, the movie took place in 1980.
See? Now I decide, at 30 seconds, I'm going to put whatever URL that may want to be because it fits the story. See what I mean? That's the great part, right? Then I can fast forward it. Okay. And I'm going to play this part.
This when they come from the heart. Help us to understand.
Because in 1:10, I'm going to add another URL. Now, when I say add another URL, it's just another page on my website. Maybe now it's because at first it was the home page. Maybe now I want the features page. Maybe the third one will be the pricing page. And I literally type in or cut and paste that URL. I change my mind. I can change the seconds. I can edit. I can delete. I can add. I can change the order. That's all of this functionality that I have. So, and then when I'm done and I hit upload, I still get a chance to change my mind again. Let's say it was just finished. I hit this edit button, okay? And it allows me to change the title, change the description, change all those websites I just added. I decided I changed my mind. I'm going to play it again and I may change it. And that's where Harry was asking, how do I add a thumbnail? Now, maybe Michael's not the thumbnail. Like I said, maybe I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to do what Roy said. I'm going to take a screenshot of a really great quote, a great expression. And I'm going to save that as a photo. And then I'm just going to change the thumbnail on the fly. I'm going to go to my photos because I saved it as a photo. I don't need to save it in any special format. I like this picture of Michael better that I saved. Done. And now this is where, like I say, am I sending it to someone I know, someone I don't know? Somebody I know, if I can, I'm going to be personal. Right? Harry, right? Please, watch this. See it? Right here. Please, watch this, right? I can say, this is from Steve. Right here, this is from Steve. I could reverse it. I can say, this is from Steve. Please watch this. I hit save. And now I want to share it. And I could watch it and play it before sharing it. If I hit watch it, it'll open up in my browser. I could watch it, hit the share button, or I could share it from here. Copy the link, and I'm good to go. Now, just remember, I don't want to say that if you never do avatars, we're a great platform, right? This is marketing, right, of the platform, marketing of the product, right? So I'm saying there's people that will use our platform that will never create an avatar, and the platform will make them a fortune. So it's again, I go back to the iPhone example, right? The average person who buys an iPhone does 3 or 4 things, right? They send emails, they look at social media sites, right? They text and they have photos. That's it. 90% of all your activity, regardless of everything in the world the iPhone can do, that's what you do 90 to 95% of the time. Then all of a sudden I'm about to go to IKEA furniture, right? And my wife says to me, how long is that wall? I go, oh, I didn't go out and buy a tape measure. He goes, no, you can do it on your iPhone. They have an app. Which you to tell you how long the wall is. Really? You're kidding me, right? Google it, right? Oh, there is that. So I'm saying this is our product, right? I don't want you to get so distracted with all the bells and whistles that you forget the meat and potatoes, right? Which is we're an interactive website company. We're an interactive text platform. We're an interactive email, right? I'm saying at the end of the day, for that person who's only interested in having a better Zoom, we're the best solution in town. So feel free to learn things at your own pace, but don't ever feel overwhelmed, by that experience, right? And that's where I say at the end of the day, I always love to bring up a website, right? And you just go, this is who we are. And you notice sometimes if you've been on a demo with me, I don't go into my whole life story anymore in the beginning. I don't want to tell them all my accomplishments, right? The first thing I do is I'm going to show you, before I tell you anything about me, if you're not impressed with what I'm about to show you in the next 5 seconds, I can promise you're not going to care about anything else I say. It's going to mean nothing to you, right? And I say to them, touch the screen. And so I want you to, again, it's about sometimes just getting back to the simplest thing, right? Touch the screen. And then when I say to them, I just want you to know, try to touch the screen